morning, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed yesterday and yesterday evening. And today is our last day. But you know so much things that today you have an opportunity to show what you have learned. So, I will lead the first session, the morning session, and my colleagues from Romania will lead the afternoon session. And after that we will have the graduation, and the graduation will take place in the big hall, like all graduations in Sofia University. So, today is my pleasure to present you the topic of internationalization of higher education and how important are institutions, national view and as well institutional view, university view. So we need to stick together in order to make a good international strategy, and you will experience that. Unfortunately, my colleague was not able to come because she has some family issues, but I hope that today I'll make a good presentation for you and I'll raise more questions than answers, I hope. So, the learning objectives for this morning is to show you, as we prepared the chapters in the textbook, in the guidelines, to show you the policy strategies, the internationalization strategies, the models, how European Union prepare for this international internationalization of higher education. We will discuss about the two approaches of higher education internationalization. We'll explore a little bit more about policies, and we'll highlight the challenges and what we can do as teachers, as lecturers, as researchers, and of course as managers and as project leaders, because this is important. Is it important? We'll see. So, let's first start with that. Internationalization of the higher education is not something new. In fact, university, maybe you know the stories of Bologna University, one of the oldest universities in the world, one, of course, of the contemporary university, and universe is called like that because students from all around come together to study. It was not common at that time, so university means universal, from all around. So, internationalization of education, of higher education, is something that is inherent in the name of university. We expect that university is international by default. But actually, the mass internationalization became a trend, let's say, 30 years ago. But will this remain a trend for the next years? What about AI? Let me say that this is my topic. I'm not, as I said, I'm from Faculty of Mathematics and Informatics, and what is bothering me is AI. And that's why today I'll speak a lot about AI. And I'll ask you to think a little bit more critical. This is another project, Catch 21. And we discussed about critical thinking, but we together, we need to prepare our universities for the future. And this is my topic today. How to prepare our universities for the future with AI, with robots, with different professions, with new professions, changing very fast. People say that maybe we can expect general AI in the next 5 years, or maybe 10 years, or maybe 15 years. How will we prepare our students for that? This is my topic. And unfortunately, as every teacher, I'll speak about my topic. So I'll speak about internationalization and AI in the same context. So, we have two main concepts: national and institutional policies about internationalization. we can have a very big discrimination between them. So university thinks that they need to be more international, and national authorities, public authorities, don't support universities or don't support this internationalization. When we prepared, our team prepared the reports for Bulgaria, we saw that. We saw that this is very difficult for a foreign student to understand well all the procedures, all the elements, how to apply, how to go to our university. So we saw that on a political level, our strategy is not really well elaborated. In contrast, there's many universities who are making efforts to provide more information, to facilitate the procedure. So this is somehow a disbalance, and it should not be like that. So the main concept is that we have national and institutional policies, and we need to have a well-articulated vision, mission, goals, and of course, common values to see that this is important. It is important to have foreign students in our classes. I admire them because they bring diversity. They bring new concepts, new points of view. But you all know about that. So the point is that we need to communicate that to our other colleagues, to our officers, to our deans, to our rectors, that we need more efforts to bring more students, for international students in our classrooms, to make them more mobile, to make them more interested. So there's two main practical questions. The ecosystem, what is the ecosystem, and on the strategic level and on the internal level. What are the procedures in the university? What are the procedures in the faculties? What are the procedures between students even? I saw that there's many wonderful organizations, students helping students, just because they understand how difficult it is to be in a foreign country and to not have support. So we have three main elements that appear in the last years. First of all is global knowledge economy. What we see is that higher education is not an extra, it's a must. And higher education is very important for everybody's life and for every country development. Global economy needs a different type of processes, a different type of knowledge-based products and services. That's why everybody is in the competition. Everybody wants to promote this knowledge economy. On the other side, we have massification. Everybody has higher education, so why I should go to Belgium or to Czech Republic or to Bulgaria or to Romania to have my degree? I can have it everywhere else. What are my positive issues? Why a lot of Bulgarians are going abroad? Because our university is not good? Not. This is not actually the main truth. There's many factors, but we have to consider this competition on a global level. Why to choose one university and another? And of course, we have the reputation of the universities and rankings of the universities, which became more and more important. And this is my pleasure to present you our officers in our university. This is Mrs. Maria Gurova, and she's responsible, we have a specific officer who is responsible for international rankings. And just to show you, there are some very specific reports how rankings are improving over the years, how many points we have on different elements, how many different rankings exist. I didn't know that there are so many rankings. And how the rankings are formed. Do you know? actually differently. But in order to be in the rankings, you need to have international university scholars who recognize you. And we have a request for you. Because you are here and you recognize us, our university, if you want, we want to invite you, it's invitation. You can sign in our list, and when we have another ranking, we can communicate to you, and we can, you will know us, and we will say something good or not good for us, but at least you know us. So, if you wish, you can just put your names, and here you can see the questionnaires that you have for the rankings. Maybe this is good for you as well to see what are the questions that people ask for making you in the rankings, because this is important. When international students choose their subjects, their specialities, they go and see rankings. When I go to my class, so please feel free to take a look and to sign, and we will be really appreciating your support and your effort. And my colleague will be very grateful for that. Yes. Actually, when I go to the first class of my university teaching, we are starting on 1st of October, so I'm really eager. And when I start my classes, I say, my dear students, now you're not in Bulgaria, now you're not in Sofia, you're in university, you're in academia. And academia is something big, and it's something wide, and this is the same time, the same thing that's happening all around the world. Because academia, it's like a family. All of us, we share the same values as a family. We have the same models of making science, even if we have different teaching methods, techniques, models, even if we use different techniques, we have the main spirit of family, academia family. So these are some graphics showing how different countries have different participants from different countries. So from continents, you see some countries which accept foreign students mainly from Europe, mainly from Africa, from Asia. In fact, this is very dynamic. Yesterday I saw this ranking, this is for American universities, and it came out that most of the students, foreign students, come from two countries, from China and from India. And it was interesting because it seems that Chinese students are going to a plateau and a little bit declining. So people say that maybe Chinese, because you know all these population issues with China, it's expecting that Chinese students will go down and Indian students will go up. But there is a difference because Indian students go abroad for their master degrees and Chinese students are going abroad for their bachelor degrees. So there are different approaches, different strategies between students, but anyway, you see how uneven is distributed the amount of students going abroad. Actually, Africa is the continent where we can expect that we will have most students from for the next years. So far so good. We have two main strategies about internationalization. One is about globalization. It's about making community. It's about sharing values. It's about having a good understanding of the world around. It's not about economic factors. For example, in our university, we have a lot of small specialities about learning languages, small languages, about cultural issues. These are small and very appreciated specialities, not because of the money it gives to the university, but because of the horizon it opens to the university as a whole. Lecturers, students, international relations. And this is important, that internationalization of university is not just because of the cash flow streams, let's say. So this is about globalization, and this is about having policies and practices supporting countries and people to be close together. And another issue is about internationalization, and it's about knowledge exchange. It's about having more and more competitive and more interesting and more up-to-date curriculum, more and more interesting activities, more and more interesting courses, more and more interesting activities. So globalization of higher education is influenced by convergence of economic, political, and social forces. We have to think about the three elements together, and I have to say, and about AI. Because AI will change a lot our economy, our political issues, and our social issues. I'm sorry to say, but we see what happened in Germany and in Belgium and in other countries in Europe. They closed factories. These factories are closing factories in Bulgaria, they are closing factories in Romania, they are closing factories in Turkey. It's the reality now, and what will happen next year. So everything will change a little bit or more. We have a war nearby, maybe 2 or 3 wars around. What will happen as political factors? I have in the same room Ukrainian and Russian students. It's a difficult challenge, a little bit different from all that we discussed in these 3 days. At the same time, we need to invent new things. We need to figure out what will be the next society issues. And we need to have better knowledge sharing, to prepare together. We are all together in this same situation. We cannot have one solution for Bulgaria, one solution from America, one solution from Japan, from Turkey, from Romania. We have one common problem, we have one common different common solutions, but there we have to share knowledge. It's very important today to share knowledge. And we have to increase our research capacity because we don't know. Actually, we don't know what will happen. It's now, because of this, of my research, I see that many people are going through the different scenarios. This is our approach to understand the future. Preparing scenarios. Because if we don't prepare scenarios, we will not be prepared for the future. This future will happen. It will just happen. And of course, we need, in the same time, nurture innovations, boost our regional investment project potential, encourage students, because we are the one who knows something, and we need to bring them and encourage them and help them to feel more comfortable for the future. So, on international level, on policy level, it's a big mess. What happens in institutions? Do you have AI policies in your universities?
No.
No? Yeah?
Not yet.
Good. Do you know what to do if somebody is preparing an AI generated report, homework? Do you know, because I can say that there is no working AI detector. So we just can smell it. When the first time it was in 2023, I have about 70 homeworks, and I suddenly understood that something is wrong. And from 70 homeworks, I get 12 that was absolutely written with AI. I just smell it. And when we discuss with our colleagues, I can show them, oh, look that phrase, look that paragraph, look that, you understand now, but it was 2 years ago, and everybody was a little bit shocked. What's going on? Our students are so good, they're faster than us. So, how well are prepared our universities for AI and for this change? I have colleagues who absolutely deny that. Oh, it's not important. I have colleagues who say that it will pass away. Whatever. AI. But I have another type of colleagues who are inventing new AI, because we are in Faculty of Mathematics and Informatics, and they say, we are overwhelmed, we cannot, there are so many things to do now, to research, to understand what's going on, that we don't have any time for anything. So they cannot even help other teachers how to prepare. So this is different approaches. So it's quite interesting time now. So what are doing universities in order to help internationalization strategies? They're opening campuses in other places, in other cities, in another location, in other countries. They make cross-border collaborations. This is something that we make together. We are sitting on the round table, and we are discussing how to make our teaching more open for everybody and to collaborate together. We are making collaborative projects together. Then we can make specialized programs for international students, having programs on English, having programs on specific issues that are important, establishing English medium programs in degrees, implementation of English language courses, joint degree programs, and so on. So we are opening our curriculum for foreign students. We are making it more easy for foreigners to apply. So, what are the main elements? We can offer degrees on bachelor level or undergraduate programs and on graduate programs. The reality shows that most of the students on undergraduate programs are preferring to have short-term exchanges, student internships abroad, or to be in their own country and to go for small exchanges abroad. On another level, we have graduate programs, and there are much more mobility there. Degree mobility, joint international programs, research activities with internalization efforts, and so on. So, we will discuss a little bit challenges and benefits of internationalization. And because in our activity we will have it as an exercise, please take attention, and then I'll go back when we have our interactive session. I'll go back with these lists. So we have competitive factors and we have cooperation factors. And we'll discuss a little bit more how we can use cooperation factors and competitive factors to make our universities more open for international students. So, first of all, it depends what is our university. Is it private or public university? Because private and public universities have different missions and visions for development. Then it is important to know, is it research-oriented university or teaching-oriented university, because this is a different focus as well. Then, cooperation factors. The factors that help us to strengthen knowledge, production capacity, to invite foreign researchers in our university, foreign lecturers, to increase international networking, mobility of staff and students, to improve quality of teaching and learning. So these are some factors and some measures how to do. We can have competitive factors. For example, how to increase international awareness and engagement, preparing students to work on evolving HR global market. So, for example, this is the main reason why Bulgarian students are going away. They don't want to live in Bulgaria, they want to find good jobs abroad, and that's why they're going to finish their higher education abroad, because they want to realize on the global market. So this is one crucial element, how to make our countries more friendly for our young people. Then we have institutional prestige and profile rankings. We want to make internationalization because we want to have a bigger prestige. You know, people know us, vote us, and so on. We want to increase diversify revenue generation. This is something very important because nowadays, you know that in Europe, young people decrease. The number of young people is decreasing. So in Bulgaria, this is as well a big factor. The new generations are smaller, and we don't have enough students, so we have to bring students from abroad. And then we have to enhance internationalization of the curriculum to be on the same level as international standards. We cannot teach the things that are not relevant anymore. We have to teach the most important, the most crucial knowledge as it is today. So there are some barriers we'll discuss a little bit later in our exercise. Lack of understanding. Why should we do internationalization? We don't like to have international students. So everybody has to know that, and it should be well articulated in the vision that our university should strive for international vision. Lack of well-defined strategic plans for internalization. So maybe we can have a good mission, but not strategic plan, not what to do. Limited resources to make internationalization and lack of supportive culture. We don't like to have it. We are against that, so this is cultural issue. And there are some challenges. Lack of clear policies, guidelines on national level. This is what we saw in our case. On national level, there is not a good understanding that we have to open our university, because in Bulgaria, in our report, we found out that it's about 8% of students are foreign students. 8. So, in contrast, it is interesting to say that about 60% of these foreign students are studying medicine or doctors. So this is quite interesting statistic. So we have lack of understanding on policy level. We can have problems for obtaining visas, study permits. What I saw with our Turkish colleagues that they have a lot of problems obtaining visas for coming here, for visits, for study visits, for mobility. We can have problems with non-recognition of diplomas abroad. This is a big issue, especially for specific professions like doctors, lawyers, and so on. We can have some problems related to unwelcoming atmosphere for foreigners, so not feeling safe. This maybe will happen sooner or less. We'll see if So this is an important issue, and we have to take care about that. And lack of financial support of funding programs to stimulate this internationalization of education. Some more, lack of reliable and comprehensive information, insufficiently trained or qualified staff. So the staff is not prepared to teach foreign to international students. Administrative inertia. The administrative officers are not aware how to do with international students, and different competing priorities. Maybe somebody can say, now we are not dealing with international students, now we are going just to focus on these specific issues, and there's no resources for everything. So in fact, there are different policies how to arrange that, and one of these elements is how to promote joint degrees, double degrees programs. For example, I graduated Sofia University with a joint degree with a French university, so I have 2 bachelor degrees at the same time, and I have double degree. So there's a different, a small difference between the joint degree and double degree, but these are the way to make all institutions more attractive to students, to open them and to give them more opportunities. On European level, it's important to say that only about 5% of universities across European higher education area award joint degrees. So this is a very small percentage, and definitely it should improve. And this means that many joint programs do not lead to joint degrees. So we can have joint degrees, but we have joint programs, but they don't go to joint degrees. So this is a little bit an issue. So, unfortunately my colleague has to leave, but let me tell you about the rankings of Sofia University. You saw we have a special officer who is dedicated on these rankings and this positioning of the university in international, and according to international criteria on different, to be better visible on the map. So there are different rankings. Sofia University is ranking, so these are for the 2024. There are impact ranking, world university rankings. So there's a lot. Let's say there is a very big, a lot of rankings around. But I'll tell you a little bit how it's going. This is a comparison between Sofia University and Medical University. The purple one, because we have about 22,000 students and about 7% of international students. And here Medical University has only about 10,000 students, but has 44% of foreign students. So this is quite different. So we have a lot of students, but not so much internationalization. But Sofia University has more than 3,050 agreements with other universities around the world. We have from more than 70 countries. We have more than 800 agreements under our Erasmus Plus, with more than 400 partner universities from different EU countries. So there are some of the universities with Erasmus that are very active, from Germany, Greece, Italy, Spain, Kazakhstan, China, Macedonia, Poland, Russia, Turkey, Ukraine, France, Czechia, and Japan. So there's a lot of agreements, a lot of cooperation opportunities and so on. We have more than 10 joint bachelor level and master level and PhD programs, so there are many students coming from graduate programs. We have agreements for joint PhD programs, active co-tutel agreements with French universities, virtual Erasmus faculty to help foreign students with all administrative issues, Erasmus blended intensive programs, multilateral international cooperations with different alliances, and we are a member of Transform for Europe Alliance. And next week I will make a presentation, a webinar in this alliance for the AI. So let's say that we have a lot to do to make our universities more open and more welcoming international students for the future. So now I supposed I have another presentation, but I'll skip it. And I want to show you something. I'll see how it works. And I want to go to the exercise. After the break. So we can have a short break.